Welcome, everybody, to the Week 10 Part 2 Electric Boogaloo Rainout Recap, live from the Red Lion Tavern here at 944 Mass Street. So we're going to jump right into our Week 10-ish scores. YSC won at 5 p.m. The Dumbbells grind up the Woost 14-7.
Do we know the exact score before they restarted? I know Woos was winning, but I don't know what it was. 6-2. That one hurts. I will say if I was Woos, I wouldn't be super thrilled about that turnaround, but I understand that they were missing players from what I've heard. So I don't know if you guys heard the same thing, but Woos had hurt players and everything going into that rematch. Seems a little unfair, but
rules are rules. Like if they agree to restart or resume, it's like restart. So it's fair.
I mean, as fair as it could be, anyhow. Everyone's on equal footing, especially with having injuries or maybe some lineup changes, whether it be 1, 2, or 3 people. Restart's the way to go, especially if you haven't made it 4.5 and home team's up, trailing. So
I'm sure that Dumbbells doesn't feel sorry for anybody who doesn't have enough players. They played how many games with 9 people this year? So
twice.
I'm sure, twice. That's probably more than anybody else in the league. So I'm sure they're happy to take a win.
You make it seem like routine. My God, you make it seem routine.
Can't hear you, Cougar.
It makes it routine. They play with 9 players all the time, Los Matadors. Sheesh.
I mean, for about the first 3 weeks, it was pretty routine. So, I mean, it's not like it's a foreign thought that they struggled to put a team together. But once they got everybody together at the same time and showing up regularly, seems like they've been performing a lot better. So, kind of earning those stripes, but making sure that everybody shows up to play. No notes on that game. Don't have any comments on it.
that's awesome. I love that.
I know I heard real quick that Woos came in, brought down to 1 or 2 runs and cut down the lead, but then Dumbbells pulled away 7th inning on late. So I guess I tried to keep it close. Woos did. So
Yeah, I mean, they attempted. So, good for them. 14-7, respectable game, especially, like I said, or at least alluded to, the way the Dumbbells have been playing the last few weeks. I don't think the score really came as much as a surprise to me. So, kind of skipping around, doing things a little different because I'm all jumbled up tonight. But also want to thank, to my right, for joining us this evening from the tropics, Ryan the Best Pendry. He is his mother and father's favorite son. So,
Hey.
To my left, Kiki Keating.
Goes for the Twain.
Goes for the Twain. It sounded like a ghost said that.
I think a ghost.
Someone said it. To her left, Matthew Lights Out Cosgrove.
lights out.
Hi.
To his left, Seth Super Sports Sanchez.
I preemptively apologize to whoever gets the Princess Diana plate this year. We took a ton of tequila shots off of it and stripped a lot of the paint off, so it's not in its full glory. So
Just repaint it.
we might just win it again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Paint party.
Paint party.
I mean, it's better than the alternative, I guess, if drinking out of the cup. Big wink.
Oh, Jesus.
YSC 1 at 5 p.m.
And I'm here too. Thank you.
Oh, I guess we're going to, yeah. Well, I figured we'd save you for the pomp and circumstance of laterness. But yes, last but not least, Jason Cougar Huang.
Yeah, forgettable. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm done.
YSC 1 at 7 p.m. Johnny's fell, Kansas Tree Care 6-4. We'll jump into the notes. Lou, great snag in the third. Great hustle, Janae in the fourth. Janae with the great kick in the sixth. Yeah, it's a thinker.
I was like, wait, did they lose?
Janae, great catch in the eighth. Ryan out at home in the second. Hitchcock's The Birds arrived in the fourth. Jesse, great catch and double play in the 5th. Jesse, great RKI kick in the bottom of the 5th. And a Mike catch and double play in the 6th. I got to catch a lot of this game, and the score, I mean, you can't look at a score and go, 6-4 doesn't show how close it was. I don't think that 6-4 shows how close this was. If it was 1-0, it wouldn't have surprised me watching the game. I mean, some great kicks, great plays, which scored damn near every run, obviously, in a game of this caliber, which is unsurprising to no one. But really, I can't say that I'm looking forward to a rematch, that with the way that the postseason can play out. But, man, if there's a rematch, I would like to see Kansas Tree Care and Johnny's would be the one. Here's Liz.
Just came to brag on my team. You already had some of the notes. And then if Michael or Carrie want to come and brag on their team, they can do that. I need to speak louder? Okay. I'm a soft-spoken human being. So I know you in the notes talk about Janae. She killed it all game, offense and defense. Nicole had a good kick in one of the later innings. I know she got out, and she'll probably be bummed about that, but it was a good kick because I think it was Carrie and Jesse kind of fumbled with it. So it was perfectly placed. Ange had some great kicks and some great catches. Lou had great catches. Trying to shout out everybody. Brian held it down in center field. I know that's not his usual spot since Alex was injured, so he stepped up.
Sorry, go ahead.
Noah rolled on the ground, so it's not a game without a McKee rollover.
I wanted to shout out Nick Devin at catcher. I didn't get to watch this game because we were playing at the same time, but I watched the replay on Facebook. Carey has one of the most unique and obviously toughest to throw out bunts in the entire league. And the way that Nick had himself positioned, most catchers have their right foot back and their left foot forward. Nick was right foot forward, left foot back, because he knew Carey was going to go up the third base line. And so as a left-hander, which obviously is a huge advantage, but he's on that ball immediately and up and throwing. So it was obviously a good scouting report, but impressive to pull it off nonetheless.
Well, not even that. I think that was the first time I've seen all year where Carey got thrown out by more than 2 steps, period. And that's cutting it close to saying where she was out at. But, I mean, just like you said, the defensive adjustments that were made, tailored around specific players, were really, really well done.
Carrie's a lineup, right?
Yes. Shout out Nick, too, so thanks for beating me to that. That's okay. And who are missing? Stefan had some good bunts. Try to shout out everybody. Kenny always does amazing. I got on base, so that was really fun. I didn't want to kick it to Shane. I know better, but that was good. It was a fun game. And I do want to shout out Alex, too. Even though he wasn't playing, he still showed up and was a positive influence in the dugout. I was, less bummed about this loss. Loss against Global. So it was fun. Yeah. I'll hand it over to Michael. So he can
The other left-handed catcher in this game, Michael of Johnny's.
Sorry, the mic's stuck under the table. There we go.
We can hear you. Speak up, Mike.
Oh, perfect. No,
Technical difficulties.
to kind of comment on what Liz said, this is maybe the most fun I've had in a kickball game. I mean, it was obviously a super competitive game, but we're, I'll say, best friends with about every single person on that team. And so the whole time it was just a fun game. They're a fun team to play. And it was cool to play them after, it's been 2 or 3 years since I've played them, and to kind of see I've tried to mold my team kind of based off of what they did, where you have good players, but ultimately you're there to have fun, and if you win, so be it. That's the other piece of it. So to kind of do what Liz did, just shout out my team. Obviously, Jess was a tremendous free agent pickup, but I think Zach and then also G, who's our utility everything, are probably the 2 best free agent pickups of the year, and they've showed it. But yeah, our team's awesome. We've got a bunch of 2 and 3 year players that are, I think, kind of finding their stride, and everybody's saying that. So yeah.
I gotta say, Michael, it's Johnny's always had talent. I know you picked up the 2 free agents there, Michael, but the fact of leadership with you and Carrie taking the helm as captains, credit to you two, the molding this team as they are. Yeah, they have obviously talent, more experience, but you guys really mold this team more to unity and togetherness. to have this team actually be better than they were last year. I know last year was kind of tough in the regular season, but this year, I see that you guys are more cohesive, more like just on point, on the field. So, props to you two. I mean, it really is. So.
Yeah. No, we had, I'll say, in the offseason the chance to, I'll say, potentially lose some players and pick up other people, and decided we wanted to keep the group we had because they're good people and it's fun. So that's what we've kind of done. Shane's actually the co-captain, but Carrie's like the three-headed dragon. So
I was looking at the
yes.
I was looking at the bracket from last year, and I forgot you guys had dropped to a 12 seed. So to go from 12 to, I mean, I don't think it's like spoiling anything to say that you guys are going to be the 1 seed this year is. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of teams have made that jump. You can jump into the top 5, but to go all the way to 1 is different.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. How is Austin Wagner jumping in and out, because he doesn't live in town anymore? Is it affecting your lineups, your defense at all?
I mean, we're having to change a few things, but he's been super chill with the, I'll say, reduced playing time, just hopping back in.
How much heads up does he give you? Like 36 hours, 3 hours? What are we working with?
I typically get about a week, but then it's usually a Saturday or Sunday morning. No, I won't be there. Yeah, there was like 3 games early in the season where it was, I'll be there this Sunday, and then Sunday morning, hey, something came up, I won't be there. But
I do want to say this is one of the teams that there are about 4 teams in 1 through 36 that I wasn't surprised about, but was surprised about the biggest jump that they made in terms of how much better you were than the previous season, which I think we all know is a misnomer because every team can change from season to season with different players, with injuries, with people retiring and stuff like that. But I really was very, very impressed with you guys' body of work this year and the fact that you jumped from that 12 position, as Seth said, to what I think we all know is potentially the number 1 because of what you've done this year. So
yeah. No, it's been fun. Like the man to my left said, Johnny's good. I will say, keep picking us to lose in the key matchups. It's fuel to the fire, so keep that coming. But all right, sorry.
Can I make one plea to the board for next year, please? I think we're due a game of the week. I just don't want to play Johnny's a game of the week again. I'm so tired of losing to them under the lights. So if we can play anybody else.
So you want week 1 or week 10? Marquee matchup weekend. The leading vote getter is Free State versus Johnny's.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
There's a new rivalry. Uh-oh.
The speaker's out. The pod's side.
Oh, yeah, no, we're still going over here. The speaker is not working, though.
All right, so we have a little technical difficulties for everyone at home.
Are you going to narrate?
It's still going, right?
Yeah, are you going to narrate Mr. Hammond
Apparently
plugging back in the speaker? Oh, everything else is running just as going.
Out of nowhere, too.
Is it on the right input? There we go. And we're back.
Oh, there we go.
We're back on the
Thank you, Alex
patio.
Hammond.
It's like
Thank
we
you.
never left.
So, are we moving on now?
Oh, ouch. Moving on. YSC2 at 5 p.m. The Soda Jerks ground the Rockets 10-0. Let's go to the notes. The wind kept kicks down all game. Jerks put it all together in the 6th. Had great aggressive running, but Vinny missed a home run in the 6th due to no third base coach. Well,
How a third base coach, first of all? What the heck? Secondly, did not call a shutout. No one called a shutout.
No.
Nope.
So,
that's interesting.
Coach at third base. I haven't seen.
I want to give a little shout out to Derek Davis for taking my shit the whole game. He was sitting there at third, and I was just talking shit on him the whole time, and he was like took it in stride. So good on Derek Davis.
What a birthday gift.
Oh, I know. I was like, you're too old to play. You're over 40. Retire.
Like me.
YSC2 at 7 p.m. Post House shoo away the Honey Badgers 11-5. There are no notes on this game. I'm sure there's a lot of comments.
Oh, here's Jess. What happened, Jess?
Fill us in.
I mean, it's a pretty good game. Honey Badgers started out 3-0 in the first inning, so we were down from the jump, and then he just kind of got riled up towards like the middle innings and kind of put it on him. They, didn't really have an answer. But Aliyah had a huge catch in right center. That was pretty big time. If you watch the film, it was pretty cool. And then Brooksy, man, he had my number. I was lacing kicks and he just kept
blast
making
off his
plays.
face.
I mean, literally, like, I laced this one. He pops it straight up in the air to catch it. I tried to lace one past him on the side. He gets his arm out just far enough to, like, it moved the runners and, like, sacked and, like, did my job. But I was just like, man, come on. Like, quit getting me out. And then for our team, Josh was disgusting at third. Like, disgusting. And throwing into the wind, like that trajectory was exactly straight into the wind. That was like, 35 miles per hour gusts or whatever insane thing was happening on Sunday. And on a freaking rope, throwing out their fastest players, literally, like Brooksy, Eric, the top of their lineup. So that was pretty awesome to see. And, I think, that was a good game for us and what we needed going into playoffs. Like, yeah, y'all thought, but we're back. We're still here. You don't want to play us. Like, just a reminder. So,
Real quick, Jess, it's nice to have Josh back, isn't it? God, you guys missed him so much last year. I'm glad he's healthy again. Thank heavens, yeah. So,
I reffed this game at first, and there were a lot of close calls at first because of those plays that Josh made. And I will say that this game was recorded because of Marcus playing for Post House. This is a great game, I think, for everybody to go watch for refereeing, because there were a lot of close calls. There were some calls that we didn't get right. And at the time that we made the calls as our third team on the field, that's what we came to the conclusion of. And I appreciate the way that both teams reacted to very close calls that we made because we talked about it. It's not just a singular person making a call. It's four people coming together, and we can't argue with two people that are now going to get mad at us because we all had the same conclusion. Be it after the fact, Cosgrove and I did talk about that we had some calls that watching video were not correct, but we don't have instant replay in our league. And I know that Mike Z from our board put out Sundays in the Park a couple weeks ago about using the video as getting better from a refereeing standpoint, not from being negative about, well, you made that call wrong. I know there was a picture that Kevin Frost had posted today where he had gotten the call wrong on the Corksuckers. Who was it? Corksuckers Sod Squad game this past week. That was a ridiculous play, and you can't blame them for making a call of what all four of them or one of them saw while there was other things happening at the same time. So let that be a part of the game, and just don't berate your referees. They're trying to do the best that they can, and most of them, they don't even really know the game as much as other people do. So let's just be nice, be kind, use this game. Please go watch the video, honestly, because this really was a very good game from all three teams' standpoint.
I think all you got to say is this is the first game that a referee highlight mixtape was ever cut up and posted. So, we could just leave it at that. It's gonna be on House of Highlights later.
Yeah,
Matt.
You can check out his highlight vid on maxpreps.com. He is the number one rated kickball referee.
Or his
in the nation.
OnlyFans as well. It's also on his OnlyFans too.
So I will say, I will spill a little bit of tea about Post House. I think they like those calls that they can argue, because every time I've seen them play, when Simon gets riled up about a bad call, all of a sudden they just turn it on and start crushing it. So I think they just wait for that, and they just so don't spike balls, don't throw it after a great play, because that's what Post House sees, and they're like, oh, you done fucked up, we're playing now.
So basically you're saying Post House had the John McEnroe effect, where they get better when they get really pissed off.
100%.
Same thing with Shirt Factory when Tyler was there. They get better when we get pissed off.
Oh, yeah. And for our younger listeners, Tyler was a guy that would argue every call just to rile his team up.
But I would say, though, that I've tried to teach, Junior and I have had a couple of teachable moments of arguing calls this season, where I'm gonna be honest, in the post of those games, there were about 2 or 3 games where I argued maybe 1 or 2 calls that it actually went our way and we won the game. So that's part of the game. Play that to how you coach and how you captain your team. Use that ability to tell your referees that, hey, you didn't get that call correct. Can you go talk to your other or other referees in the league or in your team to make that happen right? It's part of our game. We don't have instant replay. While I love the fact that Marcus is doing that, it's not an official way to view our league. If anything, it's a way to look at your refereeing and get better at it.
So yeah, like especially with all the available post game footage. Going back to Kevin, we had some long discussions this morning and throughout the day. I will absolutely never apologize for him, even if he wanted me to, because it is easy to cherry pick any individual still frame. However, not only did I look at the still frame he sent me, but then watch the video 10 times out of 10, I would have made the safe call anyways, because not only is the video different from the still frame, but just because of the dynamics, the physics that go into it, looking at it from one particular angle, knowing that, okay, in this frame that we're cherry picking, both the ball and his foot are in the air, and on the next one, I have his entire foot is down and the ball's just making contact with him. Okay, well, when I watch that in real time, his heel makes contact before his foot is on the ground. So to me, watching it, having not seen the play and only watching the replay, I would have called safe 10 times out of 10. So Kevin, not only will I not apologize for you, nobody should ever have to apologize for their calls unless you are absolutely bending someone over a barrel and being 100% obvious about it. Nobody's a professional, albeit some people are going to get it dead wrong. That's why you request all 4 referees to talk about it. And if all 4 are willing to go to bat that, holy shit, that dog shit call was bad, they're going to have to live with that the rest of the game and through the next podcast, because I guarantee you will show up and let us know about it.
Oh, I just was going to say, as the less vocal captain of my team, one of my favorite things to do is if, let's say any guy on my team is upset about a call, I will go up to the home ref and just say, hey, I think you're doing a wonderful job and I respect you and love you, and I just want it to look like I have so-and-so's back. But like, you have nothing to discuss. Great job. And then I'll walk back like, yeah.
Classic Cal.
Yeah, fuck
Classic
that.
Cal.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I piggybacking off what Sean was saying, I think that most people in the league that know me know that I work in sports television production, and for the first 12 years of my career, I helped and worked with the Big 12 to start the football instant replay. And that's why I fight so hard for us saying that we don't have instant replay, because even when we do have video, it is way more controversial than you would ever think that it ever was before then. And I can say that coming from experience. So give them a break. We're all volunteers here. We're not getting paid to do what we do. We're all doing what we can the best we can. So that's all I have to say.
YSC 3 at 5 p.m. Love Garden doused the Tropics 22-7 in an enough already game, which I might note resumed with its prior score intact.
Correct.
Chivalry isn't dead, Mr. Pendry. Neither is honor.
Really quick, I was just going to shout out Squids, because we've been scratching our heads as a board of like where to put them and how, they lose games they shouldn't and win games they shouldn't all season, but they kind of turned it on. Like, they look like the angry Squids from last postseason, which is really cool. And shout out CJ Roush. He had never played catcher before and just did the damn, and it was cool. And I think I saw Courtney come up, so she should say nice things about her team. Also, did Cougar sign a waiver for his kick in the
Game is already over. What the hell are you talking about?
Maybe just like a double gin and tonic.
What
with
kid?
lime. Thank you.
Anyways. Ron, you want to talk about the game?
Do you want to talk about it together? Let's have a
You're the
conversation.
captain.
We'll talk together.
Came out of retirement for this game.
Indeed, he did.
We'll talk about later. No.
I was gonna say, so first off, what day was it? 2 weeks ago on Sunday, Love Garden came out on fire, and like they were place kicking it so good.
Yep.
Their bunts were perfect. Like they could not have played a better start to the first 3 innings of a game, and that made the decision to resume it very easy because they really did earn that lead. And I told my team is like, as a team, we're not defined by our wins and losses. Like that doesn't make us who we are. It's about the effort and how we conduct ourselves during those wins and during those losses. And so I think with our team in general, we came out really well in that second game. I think I think we made it
11-7.
So we came out and scored 5, and that's a really good sign for me to like. Yeah, we've been getting punched, and we like got knocked down to the canvas quite a bit in that first start of the game. But like that didn't discourage us, and the energy was still like really high going into that second part or whatever you want to call it. And I can't be more proud of like who we've become through these past 10 weeks, and it's just a lot of fun being the captain of this team because we're still growing and playing a team that's as experienced as Love Garden is. Like we've only taken away positives from that, and there's nothing to like hang our heads about. There's no reason to be like slapping the back of our necks because we just had a lot of fun, and it's going to just shape us up and be ready for the playoffs.
And what's funny about that, like, real quick, back to that decision. Like Tyler from Love Garden asked me, he's like, "What are you going to do about this?" I'm like, "You know what? I'm going to leave it up." I know Ryan Matthew asked me, "What are you going to do about it?" It's like, to me, you know, not captain, retired as a sponsor. I'm like, you know what? The decision's all yours. Whatever you decide, go for it, support 100%. And the fact they decided to resume as is, as it stood, at 10-2 with 2 outs, bottom of third, top third, I said, you know what? I did the exact same thing. Do it. I'm proud of you doing it. Yeah, absolutely. We're the only ones that, you're right, that resumed as is before the weather postponement. So, yeah.
I was talking to a few people throughout the week from some of the games that were discussed in terms of resuming and restarting and getting some feedback from not captains but other players from teams. And there were definitely some back and forths about restarting and resuming. I was surprised that you guys decided to be the only game to resume. Honestly, a little bit just because I felt like you guys might want to come back out and restart what last week happened. But now that you're explaining what you did, I understand that for sure. I would love to get some feedback from everybody in the league as a board member from what we thought about what happened this past week in terms of that. I know, as I said, I've talked to captains, I've talked to other players about what they had, but I think this is something that we definitely need to add into the rules itself because it's happened now in the last 2 years, and it is now a point of contention, I think, moving forward. And I would love to get some feedback. Please email callvalleykickball@gmail.com and let us know, because this is one rule that I definitely would really like to get some feedback from everybody in the league about for sure.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go and discuss it. Yeah, after the damn. Oh, you know, Courtney's here. Let's have her talking about the game. Hi, Courtney. I was waiting for you to talk.
All right. So I will say that I work night shifts, so I sleep during the day. I had 50-some messages from my group chat deciding what we should do to resume or not resume. So it was very heavily debated in our group, and then we finally decided, obviously. But I do enjoy your guys' efforts. It made it very fun to play you guys. We obviously did have a really good lineup, and all of us came out to play, which is what we needed. Obviously, we've had ups and downs this year, which is what Cal was talking about, but I am super stoked for playoffs.
So, I mean, like alluded to before, everyone has their own opinions. Personally, in my own opinion, I would love to see a firm, while kickball is its own thing, we play under much greatly adapted baseball rules. I think out of all the sports, when it comes to weather-related issues, baseball really has it right. Seeing kind of it takes the what's fair out of it. for anyone that is unfamiliar, baseball has to be through 4.5 innings completed with the home team leading to be considered a complete game, and it would end at that point due to weather. If it's in 4.5 complete or later and the home team is trailing, the game would resume with the exact foul count, base runners, and kickers in the situation of which it ended due to the weather. Otherwise, if you do not get through 4.5 innings, your game restarts. That way, there are no disagreements amongst captains. Because
but caveat to that, they did change that in COVID times, which is why I asked for.
That's been what the original
because
that's
of
the
back and
original.
forth.
That's been the original weather rule. Yeah, and they did change it, but like
that
that's
was
the
the
one I
discussion
like.
that I had with a lot of players and captains throughout the last week that I ran into but they only changed that because of COVID. And I'm going to be honest, your game, the Tropics Love Garden game was probably the only game where you had a lose no matter, or a win no matter what. If you restarted and played great, then you won the game. If you came back and won, all the other games were, I think, a lot closer, other than the Rick Rollers game.
The Woost
in the
and
second
Dumbbells.
inning
They restarted from winning.
Yeah, I don't think that there really was a difference if we had forced every team to restart this week, to be honest.
No. And
now we can say that post the games because we were so close for an inning or two, and then Love Garden pulled away, but and
then, that's when you have to get into the, what ifs? Well, what if Aaron didn't get scratched? Would it have been 15? Or would it have been 6? Would it have been 2? It's unfair to get into those kinds of what ifs, other than, hey, either way, in both of their teams' opinions at least, the right team won, and it was done the right way. So, but on the flip side of that, it is also nice to give teams the option, should they want to and agree to. And I fully support, you're in the third inning and you're down 12 and you want to continue a game, and both of you agree to it, I'm all for it. If both of those captains and teams are on the same page, who am I to be like, no, you have to start over?
well, and that's why we gave the captains the option more than anything, because of the unprecedence of what we had done in previous seasons in terms of it not being in the rule book. So,
yeah, I was gonna say moving forward is I will make that same decision every time, because it's not like, oh, it was dark outside, we couldn't see the ball. No, Love Garden just dominated us.
Forget even dark. I was windy. I had people come up to me like, "This is unfair. Last week there was no wind. Why are we playing now?" I'm like, I can't control the weather. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, and both teams are playing with the same weather on the same field with the same ball.
Yeah.
So I can promise you 100% of the time moving forward, that decision is going to be a hell of a lot easier to make. It's black and white to me, and I think amongst the league, I think the same thing should be thought about, at least, or to think about what we did and how we approach that situation. Because, like you said, that was a win-win for us. And although, we had to tweak the lineup a little bit, it probably would have been the same result.
I agree. In this scenario, there was no competitive advantage for either team. The lightning struck, and we all got off the field before it started raining. In other circumstances, it could be, somebody comes up, rain starts, they have a big inning because the defense can't grip the ball, and then the lightning happens, and it's okay, you probably should restart that because there was a competitive advantage. But this one, I think, was a little bit unique. So,
Cougar, you got anything else? I want to hear your authentic thoughts.
What?
Your authentic thoughts. Let's hear it.
No, what you said is correct. There's nothing to reflect more about it. But just get it out of the way. Yeah, after this game was called, they called me onto the plate to kick one more time. Saying Cougar. So I kicked. And it was pathetic.
Cougar came back from
I kicked for one kick.
Give Cougar a hand.
No, I don't deserve a hand because we can't have corn to first base.
So
awful.
it was like you never left.
It's like if I never left, and I didn't even run. Manny Machado's not even hung.
Well,
I'm
what
not
else
gonna bother.
is new?
I'm done.
He said, I'm out of here.
So,
YSC 3 at 7 p.m. Free State give Triple X an Alabama mudslide 9-7.
What? Really? Yeah, everyone's going to have to look it up.
There's a whole bunch of Triple X people here. I don't know if any of them want to come up and talk.
Emberly.
About this game. Emberly, Sam, Tom. There's Emberly.
She said we were going to have to adjust the mic volumes. Hannah scratched in the 5th inning due to a hand injury. Jordan scratched in the 6th due to a knee injury. So, with a couple of Triple X rated folks now approaching the stage, would you like to come discuss? Well, you sat down next to the tree like you were pondering.
I had to ponder what I was going to say first. First off, I just want to start off with the whole rain out rule. You'll just get my verdict right here. I played softball collegiately. Back in the old days, if it got rained out, you were under 5. You just restarted, no matter what. So I'm going to play by that rule too on my team. I want to first. There's no notes on Jade, which is really sad. I want to give it out to Jade.
Incredible.
She was sucking up balls like a Dyson, man. I want everybody to know that. That girl doesn't only have
Jade
offense.
is a bad motherfucker.
That bitch got defense.
Seriously, 6 or 7 catches.
Yeah.
Diving
Cougar.
catches all over the field. It was
Sucking
incredible.
up balls like a Dyson. #1 brand. Come on. Get your home equipment ready. Okay.
Have you met me?
No, you don't clean.
You know Cougar has wood floors and rubber sheets.
All for Kansas Tree Care. Never mind. Happy shirt. Okay, but moving on. No, I just definitely want to give it up to my team. We definitely we lost on our half. To lose 2 different leads, or leading for 2 different parts and losing that definitely is it's a kick in the balls. Definitely more real than metaphorically there. But I do just want to give it up, W for Free State. That was awesome. I do just want to say you guys are going to take the L on sportsmanship. Just a little bit. We were just talking about respecting our refs, right? And loving our refs. I will say we had some great refs. I had some trifectas of refs. I had, brother Avery Brown. I had Mr. Hawkeye Hammond and Shakir? Okay, I want to give it up to those 3. I don't even know who my book was. Go for them. They did great too. Great. Good. So I had some great refs on my side there. Really awesome. But I don't like watching refs getting verbally assaulted. It's really not my favorite thing in the world. So I will say, Seth, maybe just next time, let's reel Tori in a little bit. Because I felt bad for my guy Shakir there on first base because he got his ass dug in and he was really trying hard. So if you guys, please, let's not bitch and moan about getting good refs and then you get them and then they don't ever want to do the shit again. I mean, I'm not. I hate to say it. I've been practicing this in the mirror all morning. So please, you get your good refs. All I said 1. I said 1. And that's all I'm saying is I give it up to refs every time. Accidents happen. Mistakes happen. Eyes happen. You can wear 2 of them. You got 4 of them. You still can't see it right sometimes. So, yeah, let's just give it out to the refs. Please still be nice to your refs.
There's no instant replay in kickball.
Verbally assaulting them ain't going to do nothing for you. Actually, it might help you lose it even more. So, thank you, everybody, for a great game. Especially my refs. Thank you, Avery. Thank you, Hawkeye Hammond. Thank you, Shakir.
Alex, what you got on that?
Is this thing on? Okay, good. Yeah, so that was from a reffing standpoint, it kind of was a difficult game to take part of, simply because both teams ended up being respectful, a couple of minutes after the fact. Sometimes, the immediate response was raw and but I was ready to murder Free State, and I love playing Free State. I don't mind reffing Free State at all. There are some situations that popped off over there. There was a bunch of yelling, and all I gotta say is, refs on the field are going to make the calls that they see, and refs on the field shouldn't make calls that they don't see. And that's been a continuing thing, a continuing theme for me all season is if you don't see something and you have your team on the field, you get your team together and talk about it. Don't call something because you're bullied into it. Don't call something because you think you saw something. Don't call something because you're expected to call something. Call what you see, and if you don't see it, the rest of your team is there to pick you up. To me, we did our best on Sunday night for that, and we did take some abuse for a minute. It's fine. It's what it is. I feel that both teams were a little bit heated to an extent about some of the calls. Honestly, that's the best case scenario. If both teams are heated, then we're doing our job equally. It's unbiased.
You guys did awesome, actually. The three of you, I mean, we have 3 experienced refs, and you guys all know what you're doing. You caught, if you noticed, like the first base, the bobble that you caught and came in, yes, I felt that. I also felt the foot, but I didn't argue with you because you actually. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello? All right. No, you did great, honestly. 3 of you caught that bobble, and I felt it. And I didn't argue with you on the call. I felt the foot, I thought after, but I didn't argue with you because that's not my job to argue with you either. It's the 2 captains, right? And that was my thing with this game, having ref first base. Like, this is a fun time. End of the season, we're going into the tournament. It's going to be awesome. But Sunday night was like, I thought it was just our team. We always have this great heated game with Free State, and they have a lot of great talent, good players. It's always close. I enjoy it. And the bulk of the people on the team are awesome. Seth, I got no issue with you. Lindsay, Eric, everybody's awesome. There's like 3 or 4 complete idiots that just ruined it for me, though. I'm just saying. There was a middle finger thing, yeah. Like, your center fielder makes a great catch in left center at the fence, diving for it, and I was like, clapping. He gets up, double birds the bench. For what? It's like, you serious?
Some of us get into the moment, okay, Brandon?
Well, then he dropped a ball later on, and you would have thought that would have humbled the guy, but not this guy. I don't know what we're calling him, what his name is. I don't know who he is. But he waits until the last out of the game, catches the ball, and then does some half-ass penguin celebration dance in center field. That's just like one. I've got like 6 of them.
That seems like a him problem for embarrassing himself.
It's kind of a. It just was something that as it went further, kind of needed to be addressed. I felt like it happens. I guess not just every time we play you guys, but it's not just the captains addressing these calls. It's the whole team. It's Mook from behind the backstop. It's bad base running errors by Torrey and then yelling at Shakir. Like it was over the top. That's all I'm saying.
I will say I've also had this conversation with a few people in the last 2 weeks that have been in the league for a long time and are long-standing referees for a long time, people that used to referee and don't anymore, people that just started refereeing. It sucks all around. I know this is kind of the theme of the week, and that's not because of bad refereeing that happened this past week at all, but just how this podcast has rolled into what it is. I want to roll off of what Alex was saying as a first base umpire. I hate reffing first because it's obviously the only position that seriously gets the most slack for whatever they're doing. No one in this league has any sort of position as a player or a captain or a referee to say anything to anybody. This is a league for charity in the highest regard of what our league has been around for 23 years, 21 years, 22 years, 20-something. COVID fucked us all over, okay? Listen. Let's just all get back to what we actually want to do and have fun with each other and really enjoy the week, which I think this past week was a reminder of that, let's just play and enjoy our tournament season coming up and wind up our week or our season 2023 in a good way, please. Thank you. I'm going to get a drink now. Bye.
And just one last thing before I give the mic back over to Seth. Honestly, this game was awesome to ref. it was a fantastic game. Both teams played outstanding with a lot of heart. Both teams fought back and forth, and both teams should be proud of the outcome, regardless of the win or the loss. And any animosity or feelings on the field, whatever. Both teams should be very proud of how they played and how they responded the majority of the way. It was a great game.
I just want to say I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun playing Free State. It always is. That's about it.
Very nice. That was good.
Well said.
Thank you, Tom Gloves. And here is Seth.
Yeah. I don't come to podcasts very often. I don't know what's going to get
He's
aired
like,
out.
I'm not coming ever again.
I begged Sean to be on this portion, and now I'm like, oh, shit, I could have just shown up for Cougar After Dark and missed all that. I guess.
This was not my doing.
First of all, if... have
a seat right over
apparently I was
here.
playing a different game than everybody else because there were some close calls that we argued about, but I didn't know that there was serious animosity between Triple X and Free State outside of the lines, but apparently that's the case, and that's fine. We can talk about it. Now that I've heard your side, we can talk about it. Sure. All right. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I was going to say that I wanted to shout out a couple people on our team for individual solid performances. Austin Myers, our third baseman, obviously he's a great defensive player. He's really turned into a good kicker, too. He had the game-winning kick over the left fielder's head. Missy coming back from injury and grinding through it to give us another lady option. She is, obviously, if you've ever played against her, she's a bulldog on the mound. She's not fun to kick against, and she's not going to give in. And I know that can frustrate some people, but she thinks that being a pitcher is a position in the game, too, not just serving up balls. So that's for her. And then, our center fielder, Travis, he might have got a little hot under the collar. He's had a tough season in the field, and I know when he made that catch to win the game in the rain, because if that ball dropped, it was going to be a tie game or worse. He did probably let his emotions get the best of him, but he put his hands in his pockets and danced off the field. I don't know what the big issue with that is. So it's always close. It's always close when we play Triple X. We beat them by 1 run or 2 runs pretty much every time we play. So this is the marquee matchup weekend that you guys wanted to put together, and it's going to lead to close games, and it's going to lead to intense games. And I don't know. We're heading into the playoffs. I think it'll be all right.
I just want to say that as someone who has also gotten to know Seth a little bit better over the last few years, he absolutely is someone that you can come and talk to and just have a conversation, and you guys can reach some common ground on. And so I just didn't like the response afterwards, we are talking about it. No, he'll have a real conversation with you, and I think that's, if you want to actually make progress, that's something that you should engage in, and not just come on a podcast and still have a conversation with him, is all I want to say. And especially since for me it's a little disheartening, just because as someone who my first season on Triple X got called the B word by your center fielder for no reason. It's just Brenton Bartz. It's not wrong. Thank you, though. It did happen in my first season. And so I'm just saying, I didn't hold that against anybody else. And I just think that you guys should have a conversation, is all I'm saying.
YSC 4 at 5 p.m. Corksuckers cut back the Sod Squad 12-11. Corksuckers with the magic game. Tony home run in the 4th. Hahn home run in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 8th, there was an interference at first. Kelton scored. Caleb hit out at home. Lissa advanced to 2. Shout out Lissa for a great game.
And guess who's back for Corksuckers? Well, I guess even more back is Clint. It's good to see Clint back from that ankle injury from a month ago. He's playing, so glad to see you back, Clint. And it made a difference. Yeah.
Well, do we have any Corksuckers or Sod Squatters or anybody that ref this game at all?
Anybody? No?
Any Sod Squad here at all tonight?
I see some Sod Squad.
You see Kristen, take my mic.
KCK. Here she goes.
I don't think I should talk into 2 mics at once. I'll say nice things and say good things if someone hands me one of the brackets. Okay, it was great. We started out at a deficit, which sucked, but we rallied. We came back. Corksuckers has amazing kicks. Clint was on fire. It was his first game back after hurting his ankle, and he was beautiful. The wind, they capitalized on the wind. We couldn't capitalize on the wind. We love the refs. We have no beef with any of the refs. There were some really good back-to-back calls that, yay. And I'm really proud of my team because we came back and rallied in the 6th or 7th or something, and we're up on them in the 8th. And it could have gone either a different way, a different week, a different game. We could have taken them. So, yeah, love Corksuckers. They're my Friday night team. Love Sod Squad. They're the best. I'm not going to yell like Bryson, but yay, Sod Squad. That's right.
Hey, so a question to ask. So you've been in the league a long time, and you're a vet, and you've played on a lot of different teams. How does playing on Sod Squad, one of the, getting better, come-up teams in the league, how does that feel to play for them when you've been in the league for so long?
I feel like it took me 12 years to find the team that I'm actually supposed to be on, and I should have been on them from the beginning. And it took me 12 years to get here, and I love it. And even when we lose, they're wonderful and supportive, and I fit. And when I was captaining, I never felt like I fit because I was trying to be sporty, and I'm not, but I was learning as I went. And T and Adam and Ross are like such fundamental people of the game, and they know the game so well. They're great teachers. When Wednesday night started out, when we switched over from being a Harpies and Space Pussy only thing, T was one of the people that came out, and he got Kelton to join. We had other people that came from Wednesday nights. I love it. I love it. It's great to play on a competitive team. I was blown away playing on Butt and Grind with Liv and them. That was incredible. It was really cool to play on a team that won a lot more. That's awesome. Winning is fun. But it's fun to play on a team that, it's winning's great. If we lose, no one gets down on you. They support each other. They can be competitive, but it's low pressure. I love all the Kansas City kids we play with. The Kansas City folks are amazing and talented, but also just wonderful, awesome people, too. So it feels really good. I'll win with them. I'll lose with them. This is out of the franchise of Adam's captainship. This is our best season they've ever had. He's never had more than 5 wins, and we ended 7-3. That was phenomenal. That was absolutely great. He was super proud of us. T's a great captain. Nothing but love for everyone on the team. We got just wonderful, talented people. Michelle is a great and phenomenal as well, and knows the game, knows the sport really well. I love it. She's brought good people into the league too. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to say, we played Sod Squad this year, and I think they're one of the most positive teams in the league. They are just chill, and I think you're a great fit for the team, and I love that you're there. So.
I'm very happy.
YSC.
Wait. I didn't see any Corksuckers here, so I wanted to shout out Clint because he had 2 triples in this game. His first one, his first kick of the game was a ground root triple, and then his next time up, he got a triple. I think both times scored 2 runs. I know he's been out a few weeks with a hurt ankle, so I think he scored 3 or 4 times himself on base almost every time. So I wanted to give him a shout out. I watched the game on Facebook, and it was super fun to watch.
I was looking at their score sheet, and I think their top 3 kickers scored 11 out of their 12 runs. So shout out to them, and then obviously the people coming up behind them to drive them in. That's a recipe to win some games if you guys are scoring 11 runs between 3 of you.
YSC4 at 7 p.m. Rick Rollers make light work of Asteroid Head 16-10. Let's see here. I can't see what that says. GS.
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam by Thrasher, first inning. Thrasher scratched in the 4th due to injury. Inside the park home run by Pat. Sweet kick to split center and right. Marisa with the 2 RKI double in the 3rd with bases loaded. 3-run home run by Mitch in the 6th with multiple overthrows and pickles.
Yeah, Mitch is a beast. This is like his, I think, 3rd or 4th home run of the season, and he missed a few games early. But yeah, he came out on fire. He's a beast out there. He plays a left field also. And then on that grand slam, my guy just lost it out there in the outfield. That wind was horrific at the time. So
allegedly,
yeah. So great game by Asteroid Head. They had some great kickers out there. Their lefty was a great kicker. They did awesome. Shout out to Marisa. Marisa kicked really well. She had a couple nice gappers and just was moving bases all day. So
shout out to Bruiser.
All right, nobody from Astrohead here, so let's move
Nobody.
on.
YSC. No, we're going to move on to Hobbs Park at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Young Spine throws Sacred Sword out of the club, 19-4. Enough already.
Jesus.
What happened there? Did
Sacred Sword
Sacred Sword
missing
lose
people.
all their players
Missing
to
a lot of
college
people.
sports?
Missing a lot of people.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Or
That's what I
did
heard.
Young Spine just whoop that ass?
I think
Sword-
both.
Who was there? Who was there? We have some refs from that game, so Rosa Billin, why don't you come up here and tell us what happened?
Yeah, I got a couple of notes here before. Sword missing some peeps. Run ruled at 8:03 p.m. I like seeing times recorded.
8:03. When did the game start? 7:03.
Yeah. Sacred Sword pitcher losing patience with picky kickers in the first inning. Oh, come on now.
That's a classic Sword move, though.
First inning. Oh, man.
One bounce.
Oh.
Was
it close to overhand? It was close to over.
Hey, if it's over the plate, it's a strike according to our rules. So,
Hey.
Hey, why don't you guys get up here on the mic so everyone can hear what you have to say?
I think the notes were
does not wanna
pretty
get on the
pretty
mic,
clear.
so- there's Derek
Mr.
Davis.
Pendry.
Hey, Derek.
Did you guys hear that we're scared to play Sacred Sword? I don't know if you guys heard
Actually,
that.
I heard that.
Oh,
so
geez,
I was
here
taking
we
a
go
piss
again.
at Rick's
Yeah.
bar,
Well,
and
we
it
are-
was written on the wall.
Yeah, we're scared to play Sacred Sword.
Said
That's-
KBC scared of Sword.
I still am
S
terrified.
word.
I'm
Did
shaking.
you ever go to Sacred Sword when it was a business downtown?
Never heard of it in my
was
life.
I
wild.
walked by. Never
You
went
could get
inside.
ball swords and incense and crystals. It was hilarious.
That's what I heard
Cougar,
about.
you seem like a crystal kind of guy. Like you've got some of the purple rocks that are split open on your
We got
bookcase.
amethysts and agates.
Yeah, those.
They are Geo. That's right.
Yes.
Geology class. Thank you.
All right,
Chelsea.
so why don't we?
They're minerals,
do we-
Cosgrove.
Do we want to talk about the game of the week?
The game of the week, Hobbs Park, 9:15 p.m. Empire caps off their Cinderella season by knocking off the.
So we are
That's
coming
awesome.
back, and we're going to
That's
tear
so
shit
cool.
up next year.
4 wins this year, right?
Pendry was giving us love in the third inning, so I was going to come up here and appreciate that rather than. I'll just keep going. We lost the volume, but he was giving us love in the third inning, so I just I appreciate that, and I was barking at him during the seventh inning stretch when he came down and was not aware of the love that he was giving us, but I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
He said early on that we had earned his respect, so yeah, that was nice to hear.
No, that's really cool. And like, I think you guys are going to surprise in the playoffs. You're going to surprise a hell of a lot of people. And go out there and fucking bust some brackets. Go crazy. Like, you guys have a lot of potential over there. And from what I saw, is like unlimited respect for your whole team. That is so cool to see.
We've just been one inning away from a lot of games all year. We almost beat late fees. They came back on us late. Go figure. And then Ghost, we did not get you a full lineup, so you guys didn't even get to actually play Empire. We apologize for that. We had like 4
Willow
or 5
and
people
Arvel
gone.
were both gone.
Yep.
But I will say Rosa played a very good song from
Yep.
the Pete and Pete soundtrack
Yep,
for me,
she
and I
did.
love it.
It was spot on.
But I will say, I don't think they're going to bust brackets because people are going to pick them. I
No,
don't think
undoubtedly.
they're not going to
That's
bust
your
brackets
bracket
because
lock.
they're going to pick them.
No,
So-
undoubtedly. And also, you guys got a fucking trophy. That's so cool. I've never won a trophy, so you guys, congratulations on that. That's really awesome.
We had a lot of talk about do we want to go into the boot or would we like to shake shit up the last week of the tournament or last week before the tournament, and we said fuck it, let's go shake it up right before playoffs happen. So I don't even care who you got on the paper. Let's go.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the ladies on your team. I mean, you couldn't tell them apart because they all had the same hair, but every single player was making plays. Like, no matter where the ball went, they were making a play on the base pass. I think there was one point the bases were loaded for Empire, and it was all ladies, and it was just like, how, you don't see that very often. It was fantastic.
Shout out Mike Z, wherever you're at, buddy. You were down there helping us a lot, so I know we all grateful.
I do have one more note from the game, and as an outfielder, like I understand how hard it can be to like make catches, and so there was one time where Adam, you were running to your left so hard. Like you were going so fast, and your momentum was taking you all the way to your right. You were going all the way to your right, and then you come back and catch that ball diving to your left back to make that catch. Man, that was an awesome game to watch, and you guys like blew them out of the water. Like that wasn't even close. That was fucking awesome. Nice work.
It was pretty close. I wouldn't say we blew them out of the water. We were neck and neck for probably 6 innings there. I mean, we went up 2 pretty early on, and then they just punched right back with 3 runs. So it was tough. They did not just let us go in and walk all over them from the start in any fact.
I was really proud of the board for picking you guys for a marquee matchup, and I think people were a little worried about it being the lower teams in the league. But to me, as I've seen all year long, and I'd posted a comment somewhere a few weeks ago about how every single team in this league has turned it up this season 100% for sure.
That was one of the most enjoyable game of the weeks I've been to in a long time. Plays on the bases all over the place, amazing catches in the outfield. I mean, just what else could you ask for? Yeah, lightsabers.
Lightsabers, yes.
They said they wanted a lightsaber fight, so we let them have the sabers, and then we handled our business.
So 2 weeks ago when we had the rain out, I don't know what it was, like 10 a.m. or something like that. I don't know, David or somebody on the boards here. We all realized that it was the battle for the Hillcrest shopping mall. And so we very quickly gathered some fun items that we had to make a trophy for our long-standing, hopefully now fun lower thirds, so to speak, rivalry that will happen. I know Empire said they're going to put it up in the bar at Empire, so if anyone goes out there to play some pool, you'll see our fun trophy that we made for them, and hopefully we'll maybe see it at Wayne and Larry's next year.
Real quickly, Shady. Katie, you forgot. Katie. So there's actually another business out there, the Hillcrest Shopping Center. Lawrence Shirt Factory is, they're over there as well.
Oh, good God.
Yep, and we'll get to them later.
With the way that our schedule is going now, there might be a chance next year that Empire, or I would say even if Bald Beavers meets Happy Shirt, we might have to take this trophy from
Factory.
Empire and pass it around now.
By the way, Lawrence Shirt Factory already played Empire week 2, Katie. They won 15-0.
That'll be a side discussion.
So.
I think, lastly, before I end the game, and you guys saw, I posted the quote, but I will re-quote it. Shaquille O'Neal said it best. To Empire, I will say it myself as well. I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Sean, you get the standings?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's go quickly to the standings for the Pick'em here. We had 6 games. Yeah, whatever. Ben went 3-3. Guess one went 3-3. 3-3 with a 1 bonus point. Shout out to Cal, who was correctly saying that Johnny's won by 2. Sean went 4-2. I went 4-2. So who won? Yes. Ben, you and Sean both finished at 22-11.
Benny the Jet.
But Ben has the 1 bonus point. You have a half bonus point. So Ben wins by a half bonus point. Congrats. He's the smartest man alive. So
Gross.
2 out of 3 years, Ben has won. You've always been last place when you do it, Katie. I know. You try. No, Stacy won it 1 year for when we had divisions, and she won a ship in the glass.
She did.
A jar. Also for the Generous podcast, the winner is you, Sean. You're the winner. You got 5 right. I got 3 right. Matt got 2 right. Ben, you only got 1 right.
And I bought him a bottle of Kansas Barrel Pick Buffalo Trace whiskey.
You did.
And a smoke bomb. And
a 7-minute smoke bomb.
By the way, real quick,
don't
there's some
sell it
side
short.
bets. Matt Cosgrove and Ben made a side bet between the Scoonies and Empire. Matt picked Empire. Ben picked Scoonies.
I'm always going to pick Empire.
Yeah, I know, but you owe Ben a $20 bottle of whiskey. Commissioner Lagali, you bet on charity money that our bar would go over 5.5 wins, and no, that didn't happen. So you owe charity money. They only had 2 wins, and it's already been done. Arvel's over and under Empire wins 1.5
Told y'all.
wins. And
Told y'all.
Arvel was correct. And Ben, you already gave Arvel a bottle of whiskey, so there you go. Those are the side bets. I'm done.
All right. Well, a big thank you to Red Lion right down here at 944 Mass Street for hosting us as always on the Week 10-ish recap. And once again, don't forget that our 2023 charity is Baby J's Legacy of Hope. You can check them out online at babyjslegacy.org. Immediately following the end of this stream,
Cougar
don't go
After
anywhere. We will be, yes, I say immediately, like 5 minutes.
That was good.
The now and always yearly tradition, Cougar After Dark, will commence.
After Dark.
So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with you shortly.
Thanks for coming
Cougar,
out tonight, everyone.
Thank
We'll see
everybody
you in
for coming out. And don't
5
forget, we will be revealing the bracket and the bracket challenge here in the next 10 minutes on Cougar After Dark.
I'm setting a